This is the subconscious money printing system. This is the 3-step formula that took me from not having enough money for food each week to finally being totally confident in my ability to make what I need to make anytime, any place. I can pull out my phone and I can be confident that I'm going to make money. It doesn't matter where I am, what I'm doing. I always feel safe and secure knowing that I have the skills to make the exact amount of income that I need. And it didn't always used to be like that. So how I learned this was I was a personal trainer right when I left high school. And the thing is, it was really hard for me to make just $200 or $300 a week. I was in the gym from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. every single night, 6 to 7 days a week. I was grinding and grinding and grinding, and I was just going nowhere. Money felt really difficult for me. It felt difficult to have any level of success. I didn't know what I was doing or where I was going. And the thing is, it didn't change, even when it did change, because my subconscious held me back. If you are programmed to be broke, you will stay broke no matter what. So I wasn't someone who quit easily. I kept trying and trying and trying. I put in so much time. I put in so much effort into this. And eventually I ended up getting a whole heap of clients. But what's so funny is because I believed it was hard to make money, it stayed hard for me to make money, even as I became a far more successful personal trainer. So I was doing 25 hours worth of personal training per week, which any personal trainer will know, it was actually quite a lot. And I was charging $90 an hour for those sessions. So I was earning roughly $2,300 a week. But the thing is, I didn't keep very much of that at all. So I was basically, most people get charged $200 to $300 a week for their rent in their gym, but out of the $2,300 that I was earning, $1,300 of that went to the gym. Now, that might seem crazy. That's like, why were you paying so much more? Because what's unique about the subconscious mind is it'll make you act in ways that feel natural to match the beliefs that you already have. So because I was someone that believed it was hard to make money, my brain only let me see this opportunity where that much of my income was being taken away from me. Sure, there was probably opportunities and situations where I could have made better. I could have kept more easier, but my mind was conditioned to accept that and to believe that money, was going to be hard. So of course that was easy. That was the natural thing for me to fall into. And so what ended up happening is not only did I only keep 1,000 out of that 2,300, but also money just melted through my fingers. It slipped through my fingers. I was spending $200 to $300 a week at the cafe that was attached to our gym. So at the end of the week, even as I earned more and more and more, I still felt broke. I still felt poor every single week. It was a vegan cafe. I'm not even vegan. I was just spending money because my brain wasn't conditioned to hold on to it at all. So that's where this 3-step process comes in. So the first thing is starting to remove the limiting beliefs. You have to make sure that your subconscious isn't holding on to these patterns of focus which make success seem difficult. If you believe that money is hard to come by, if you believe that rich people are all evil, if you believe that you're going to lose your life, lose your family, lose your fun if you lose money, then it's going to stay that way for you. And you're going to find that that just simply becomes true. And then secondly, we have to set your goals. A lot of people are so small on their goals. They are realistic. But the thing is, being realistic means basing your goals off of your experience. But the thing is, basing your goals off your past experience is basing your future off of your past. And so if you're using your future to define your past, other way around, if you're using your past to define your future, then all you're going to get in the future is just more of your past. You're just going to repeat what you've always been in. So the very process of setting goals means that you have to step out of your current reality and into a new one. You have to let go of the past. You have to set unrealistic goals, because being realistic is being and choosing to stay trapped in the past. It's choosing to make your future just more of the same limits that you've already experienced in your life. And thirdly, we have to introduce comfort and familiarity into a positive future. The brain is a survival machine, so it's always focused on keeping you comfortable and keeping you safe. And what's comfortable and safe is what's familiar. It's what we've already gone through. And so anything new is uncertain, it's scary, and the brain tries to avoid it because it's trying to keep you alive. So if you don't want your brain to always avoid success, to always avoid leveling up, we have to add some certainty. We have to add some comfort and some confidence to a positive future, because right now, all your brain is comfortable and confident in is the limits you're experiencing. That's why they're still here, because your brain is conditioned to be comfortable, to be happy, and to feel safe in those limits. And it naturally feels scared of what you don't know, the unknown, the future. So we have to bring that confidence into your reality now in order for your mind to be willing to accept letting you get there. And that is what we do in a hypnosis session. With hypnosis, it's the process of shutting off the conscious filter in order for us to access your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is where these limits, these fears, and these beliefs are being held. So the subconscious is where these limiting beliefs, fears, and programs based off your past experiences are held. And what we do is we go in, and by turning off the conscious filter, we're able to access theta brainwaves. And it's in theta that we were programmed originally. From ages 0 to 7, we're exclusively in theta brainwaves. And it's after that, this is the only brainwave, this is the only brain state where we're able to be reprogrammed. So we go in and we remodel, recondition, and we redefine what is normal for your mind. And so one of my clients recently came to me. He's the CEO of a company, and what was going on with him was his subconscious was holding him at a certain level, but after our session, I can't even remember the total figure. I think it's between $60,000 to $90,000 pay rise came right after our session, because what we did was hypnotized him to see the value that he already had, because he had already been hypnotized by his life up until this point that he was at this value. And so that's the value that he accepted in his life. But by hypnotizing him to realize and to expand and to fully own all of the value which he truly had, we didn't give him any more value. We just got him to realize the value he already had, to act on that value, and therefore he did actually become more valuable just by opening up and accessing everything that he already had. If your subconscious is programmed to be limited, to doubt yourself, you're going to be holding yourself back from everything that you could have accessed already. So all that we had to do was get him to remove the past limits, get him to remove any doubts or potential caps that he had on himself, telling himself that he couldn't go any further. And then we gave him the goal setting. Okay, what are you really worth? What does your best future actually look like? What does your unlimited self look like? Who would you be if you weren't afraid of deciding to aim for the highest possible goal and reaching that goal no matter what? And finally, we gave him comfort and certainty and confidence in reaching that outcome, because we made that natural for his subconscious mind. We made it so natural that staying in those limits he originally had would have actually been harder for him to do than to step into this new reality. And he stepped into it immediately. $60,000 pay rise 3 days after our session. He sent the emails. He did what he already knew he needed to do. He had consciously seen that these steps were in front of him, but he just needed to take action on them. He just needed to be willing to believe that they were correct, that they were the right thing for him to do. And so he immediately got the result. You don't know what level of opportunity is right in front of your eyes until you're hypnotized to open your subconscious up to believing it. Your subconscious is like a filter. It's choosing what you can and can't see. And everyone who comes to me, usually they come to me because they can see all of the fear, the insecurity, and doubt, and they can't see the potential, the opportunity that would really be there if they were being their best self. Because they can tell that they've got more. They can tell that they're destined for more, but they don't realize just how correct they are. They don't realize just how real that is until we get them to finally let go of the past and to truly own your best potential. Who would you be if you were truly free?